Hello, I'm Martin, lead analyst at 𝘃𝗶𝗲𝗄 International, and I'm here at our 2026 conference in Paris with Erik Hamann, who is CEO of Opseo, a German company which does intensive outpatient care in the German market. Welcome. Could you tell me a little bit about the sector that you're operating in and the kind of unique German model that you deal with?
Yeah, thanks, Martin. Well, the outpatient intensive care market in Germany is worth about 6 to 7 billion euros, so that's quite significant. It's a niche market, but still it's significant. And what you ought to understand about that is it's a kind of, I would call it wrongly maybe, hospital intensive care outside of hospitals. So it's a kind of outsourcing solution that allows, in fact, hospitals to free their intensive capacities and to send the patients to our place. Now, the patients that we have are very severe cases, very high acuity. Patients who, post being discharged, need 24/7 care and 24/7 monitoring. And we provide this care either at home, at their own homes, or in what we call care groups. That is 3, 6, 9, 12 patients maximum, where we in fact provide the care and the 24/7 monitoring. All of our patients have a tracheostoma, that is a hole in the neck. Most of those patients also have some kind of ventilation. So that is the situation that we have in Germany. Now, these patients exist all over the place, all over Europe. They exist in Britain and France, just as they exist in Germany. But we treat them in a very specific way in our care groups, and that is probably what you were alluding to when saying that this was very specific to Germany. Patients are not really specific. Maybe the way that we treat them is specific, yeah.
Okay. What are you most excited about in 2026? Do you have expansion plans within Germany, maybe outside of Germany?
Yeah, I think, I was very excited when I came to Opseo 2 years ago because it's a really fantastic company and the sector is also fantastic, even though it's not really well known abroad and not even in Germany. And the point is, we have such a huge growth potential. If you look at the market in Germany, it is dominated by very small players. It's a highly fragmented market with more than 1,000 family-owned businesses, mom and pop shops, of which many have a succession issue. So we could buy into that, and we do a lot of M&A, but we also do a lot of greenfields, meaning that instead of buying that, we could just open shop just in front of somebody else who is on the way out. So the mix of M&A and greenfields is really what makes it very interesting. Also, another point that may be of interest is there's a hospital reform now looming in Germany, and this will result in hospitals being closed, and this will result in the inpatient service provision being substituted by outpatient service provision. So that is a fantastic opportunity for us. And bear in mind, and there's also a figure that many people don't know, Germany has 3 times as many hospital beds as the Netherlands per capita, about 2.5 times as many beds as the UK, and 2.5 times as many beds as France. So Germany has a lot of inpatient capacities, which are very costly, which are very often not adapted to the needs of patients, whereas other countries have more outpatient facilities, and we are an outpatient facility. So what I really see is the shift towards the outpatient service provision, and we will be the spider in the net, if you will.
Right. My next question ties right into that, which is which market dynamics are driving the demand for outpatient intensive care? You already mentioned one of them.
Well, I mentioned, we just discussed the demand side, but there's also supply side to it, of course. Of course, we have demographics like everybody else. Very clearly, but we also have, of course, the shift towards inpatient, and this is being accelerated. I mean, this shift has occurred everywhere in the world, but it's going to be accelerated in Germany very clearly. The hospital reform is going to change things, and the succession issue that I just mentioned of mom and pop shops who are on the way out, in fact. So these are more or less the trends that we see. We also have looked in recent times to opportunities abroad, and we may go abroad as well at some point.
Right. And what makes outpatient intensive care so attractive to investors?
Well, first of all, it's a very stable business, stable plus. I mean, there's a growth, an organic growth, but a stable business, like in many businesses in our field. It is well financed. Now, bear in mind, specifically in Germany, Germany has a very low, relatively speaking, very low debt level. The federal government and also public bodies are relatively lowly indebted, so the financing is not really an issue, maybe the case elsewhere. I think an exposure to German assets may also be interesting now. I understand that many people are shifting some of their investments from other continents towards Germany, which is a stable island in a sea of chaos. So I think both the market as such, but also the macro level, point towards investing in Germany and also specifically into the outpatient intensive market.
Okay. Erik, thank you very much for your time.
It was a pleasure. Thanks a lot.